Hello and welcome to Own Your Lane, the best place for ambitious people who are taking charge of their lives, making that impact, making that money, and living a fulfilling life. Hello, and today we're going to talk about where you are at. We're going to talk about career issues, your life, your business, your job, your career, what's going on with that. I just think it's important for us to talk about because we spend most of our life pursuing some career, some cause, some job, some business, some ambition, right? And we need to understand why we're doing it, what we're doing, and where we're going with it. So the first question we're going to look at is, where are you at in your life right now? Where are you at? What is going on there? So are you doing something that you enjoy? Are you operating in an area of your strength? Apparently, it takes 10,000 hours of practice to achieve mastery and expertise at anything that we're doing. Is what you're doing right now something that you're willing to give that time to? I would give an example to, how when you have a job and you know the bare minimum that is expected at that job, but somehow you go out of your way after work to do more research, to perfect your skill, to perfect your expertise, to practice, to learn more about your field, your industry, what is going on there. That is going the extra mile. And I find that to be easy when you're operating in an area of your strength. So for me, when I am learning, for example, about marketing, when I'm learning about communicating, when I'm learning about self-development, I go all out. There are hours and hours that I invest to just understand, hours that I invest just to analyze, to compare, to see the trends, to learn, because it's something that I love already. It's an area of my strength, which is educating and also communicating. So when I operate from that zone, then I can give in the hours. I can pursue it aggressively and enjoy it whilst at it. When you do that with something that you enjoy, when you give time and perfect something you enjoy, it doesn't feel like a burden. Are you in that place? If you are, that's amazing. You're one of the very few people who operate in that space where you are operating in an area of your strength that you also love to increase your expertise and give hours to expand your knowledge and your influence in. So where do most people operate in? It's the opposite. You operate in a role that you're average in. What I mean is you're not really good at it, but you're not really bad at it. If you give it more time and hours, you could get better, but you don't want to give it more time and hours because really you don't find it interesting. So you just stay average and you just coast along. It takes you where it takes you. You're just okay. As long as it pays the bills, it's fine. Let's just do it. And so that's where most people dwell. That's why most people are frustrated. That's why most people complain. That's why people look forward to weekends and holidays. And every time the holiday is over, they're really, really bored and really, really angry and really, really frustrated because that's not the ideal space they want to operate in. That's where I used to operate in, actually. I was good at accounting, but I did not enjoy it. Where I actually knew the extra I needed to do to up-level my game in the field, to up-level my excellence in the job, but I just didn't have the energy. After I was done and I was off the working hours, I didn't want anything to do with accounting. I didn't want anything to do with finance. I didn't want to hear anyone say anything to me that connected me to my job. How could I get better at that? I couldn't. I was not putting in the hours. So I was just doing the bare minimum and just pushing through. If they needed extra, I'll just do that extra. And if they tick a box, I'm done. I'm moving on. That is the sea of average that most of us lose ourselves in. And it's going to lead to a frustrating life. Why? Because as a human being, you're not meant to just be average. You're not meant to just be like everyone else. You have specific skills, specific talents, gifts. You have a point of view. You have this excitement and energy that you need to apply to something. And if you're not applying it in your job, in your career, in your business, something that takes most of your time, then it will lead to frustration. Then it will lead to burnout. Then it might even lead to depression. So it is important that you do this assessment, that you find out, where am I right now? What do I want? What am I good at? Where am I going with it? What is the end goal? Frustration is knowing you can do more, knowing you have more, but not really being sure how, not being sure if it's acceptable, not being sure if you have space and the liberty to operate in your greatness, in your capabilities. So you are in a job and might think, I am creative, but my job doesn't allow me to be creative, so I guess I don't have to be anymore. My personality started getting stifled when I was in a job because I just realized in this role, I don't need to be creative. In this role, I don't need to be exciting, or I don't need to be everything that I am as a person. So I just need to tone it down. I tried to be like somebody else, but I couldn't, because you can't. You can't be anybody else. You can only be yourself. And as you alter your personality or adjust or try to delete some things or distort and just try to make yourself fit in, you get frustrated because you're not meant to fit in. You're meant to blossom, to thrive, to grow, to challenge yourself in the areas of your strength. And that is a bad place to be in. It's a place that most of us get comfortable being. So how can we get out of this space where you're frustrated, you feel stuck, you feel stagnated, you don't see the options? You have real bills. So this job or whatever you're doing is really paying the bills, but you are feeling really stuck. Let's do this assessment. Number one, are you good at what you do? Is what you're doing something that you enjoy doing? Is it something that you can be excellent in? Do you produce the results that are like, what? This is amazing. Are you good at what you do? It is important to understand what you're good at, because that indicates the gifts and the talents and your interests. If you're not good at something, it will always cause friction in you that will lead to frustration. So ask yourself honestly, am I good at what I do? On a scale of 0 being the lowest and 10 being amazing, where do I rank? Question number 2, how easily does it come to you? Because you can be good at what you did, but maybe it takes you hours and days and weeks just to produce a report that you need to be done within an hour. Does it come easily to you? That is my story, y'all. I am a chartered accountant with 8 years experience. I did well at all the exams I passed. I was a good accountant, but it took too much from me. Just having a report done the way I wanted it done, to look the way I wanted to look, drained me completely. At the end of the day, I had nothing. No joy, no excitement. I had nothing. I didn't want to do anything else for a couple of days just to refuel. So this did not come easily to me. What comes easily to you, again, indicates your area of gifting, your area of expertise, or your area of interest, your area of natural ability. And when you capitalize and invest in your area of natural capability, you will fly high and you'll be energized easily. The third question, do you love it? Okay, so we talked about, are you good? We talked about how easily is it? And then, do you love it? Right, so you might do something that maybe takes too long for you to do, but you really love it. What does that tell you? You can perfect it. If you love doing it, you can perfect it and get better and give it the 10,000 hours it takes to achieve mastery. You can perfect it if you love it. This is an important point. The love can be cultivated. Maybe it's just a like right now, but you're like, you know what? I sort of enjoy doing this. But if you give it more time, you attain mastery and you start loving it. Do you love what you do? When you love it and you're good at it already, then you can easily improve on it. And it can easily become an area where you can attain mastery. The other point is, can you commit to improvement? Can you commit to this? Commitment is sort of boring. It's boring because it's routine. It's boring because you keep doing it over and over. It's mundane. But commitment is where the expertise comes from. Now, if you are good at something, if it comes to you easily, if you love it and can commit to improving on it, then this is your jam right now. This is where you should focus on. Why am I saying this is where you should focus on? Because if you are able to attain mastery, then you're able to become skilled at something. So skilled that you demand influence, right? So skilled that people seek you for that specific thing. Now, this is just part 1 of this assessment that we're doing. So these questions, if you answered yes to all of this, then it shows you your area of your gifting, your area of your strength. If you focus on it, you get better at it and you achieve mastery, and then you become invincible in that area, and then you can make all the money, all the influence, and you can really become an expert at it, right? So you can become phenomenal and remarkable at it. And that's what we hope to achieve in life. When you become remarkable at something, it brings fulfillment. When you become remarkable, you are challenging yourself. This is your area of growth. This is your zone. So this is where you want to operate in. If you said no to any of these questions, look out for my next video where we'll look at now, if you said no and you're not operating in your area of excellence, what should we do? because that is really also important. But for now, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you did the exercise. I hope you're able to assess where you are and what you're good at and how far you can go with that. Stick around, subscribe, like, and share. Get in touch with me across all the socials. Mavis Zaina Kanjadza. I love to hear from you, and I will see you soon. Mwah.